There's a massive technological revolution happening right now, but for once, it's not really centered in Silicon Valley. Today, we're digging into how China quietly became the world's undisputed robotics superpower and what that means for the global economy.
So let's just jump right in with the single most important fact about robotics today. It's a story of just sheer scale and incredible strategic ambition, one that has completely shifted the industry's center of gravity. Okay, look at this number. It's not just a statistic. What this really represents is a massive operational fleet of advanced machines that has, well, completely redefined the entire global market. And get this isn't some projection for 5 years from now. This is reality today. Over 2 million AI-powered robots are already integrated into China's economy. That's what cemented its position as the world leader. So the big question is, how did this happen? Because it definitely wasn't an accident. Let's unpack the strategy behind this incredible rise and what it means for the rest of us. Right. This kind of dominance, it just doesn't happen overnight. It was the direct result of a very deliberate, decades-long strategic plan laid out by the government. You can actually trace it back through a few pivotal moments. It all started back in the late 70s with economic reforms that opened the door to foreign tech. But then things really kicked into high gear in 2015 and 2017 with these super specific national strategies targeting manufacturing and AI leadership. That Made in China 2025 plan, that was the real turning point. It was basically a formal declaration of intent, a plan to transform the country from just being the world's factory into a high-tech, innovation-driven powerhouse. And all that investment in R&D is what's really fueling this surge. You see these innovative Chinese EV makers spending over 21% of their revenue on research and development. That figure just dwarfs what a lot of traditional auto giants are spending. So what does this robot revolution actually look like on the ground? It's not just about abstract numbers. It's about how these machines are literally being put to work all across the economy. And we're not talking about a one-size-fits-all army of robots here. It's this incredibly diverse ecosystem. Everything from humanoid robots in warehouses and fixed-based arms on assembly lines to wheeled and tracked bots designed for logistics and even exploration. Let's make this a little more real. Meet Digit. This is a humanoid robot that's already working side by side with people in warehouses. This proves this whole thing isn't science fiction. It's just better, smarter logistics. 50%. Think about that. By putting the Digit robot to work, one of the biggest bottlenecks in the entire supply chain, the time it takes to get stuff from the warehouse onto a truck, was cut in half. That is a massive efficiency gain. And believe it or not, this is just the beginning. While collaborative robots, or cobots, designed to work safely with humans, are growing fast, humanoid robots are projected to see a staggering 88% compound annual growth rate. That suggests they're going to be a huge part of the future workforce. But, this rapid expansion, it isn't exactly a smooth ride. Building a robot empire like this comes with a really unique set of challenges that could absolutely threaten to slow down this incredible growth. There are really 4 big hurdles that stand out. You've got ambiguous intellectual property laws for things like AI-generated code, which creates huge legal risks. You have vulnerable supply chains, intense geopolitical tensions, and of course, the massive social question of what happens to human jobs. Yeah, these external pressures pose a very real threat. The intense geopolitical competition over technology has made it so much harder for Chinese firms to get their hands on essential components, like the advanced computer chips that actually power these AI robots. And really, at the heart of all this tension is a fundamental difference in how the world is viewed. While many economies see global trade as a win-win situation, China's strategic approach is often seen as more of a zero-sum game, where one side's technological gain is another's loss. And that mindset complicates pretty much everything. So, with all this dominance, what does the future actually look like? And I think more importantly, what does it mean for the rest of the world? We've actually seen this pattern play out before. Countries like South Korea and Taiwan. They started by absorbing and adapting foreign tech before they became major innovators themselves. China is now well on that same path, and it signals a huge long-term shift in global innovation. And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. The country that leads in AI and robotics doesn't just get an economic advantage. It gets to set the standards. It gets to write the rules.
So as this technology becomes more and more a part of our lives, the question isn't if it will change our world, but who is going to be shaping that change.